Arsenal have encouraged their supporters to follow advice from the Foreign Office after the club was drawn to play CSKA Moscow in the Europa League quarter-finals, a pairing described as a hot potato by an Arsenal fans group. The tie comes at a time of tension between the government and the Kremlin over the poisoning of the Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter with a nerve agent in Salisbury this month. Arsenal will host the first leg on the 5th of April, before traveling to Moscow on the 12th of April. There have been plenty of calls for England to boycott the World Cup in Russia this summer, and similar opinions on Arsenal's visit can be expected. Arsenal beat AC Milan 5-1 on aggregate to make the last 8, with Friday's draw pitting them against CSKA, who had come from behind to knock Lyon out. A statement on Arsenal's website said, supporters planning to go to CSKA Moscow should be aware of the following travel advice from the Foreign Office. Due to heightened political tensions between the UK and Russia, you should be aware of the possibility of anti-British sentiment or harassment at this time. You're advised to remain vigilant, avoid any protests or demonstrations, and avoid commenting publicly on political developments. While the British Embassy in Moscow is not aware of any increased difficulties for British people traveling in Russia at this time, you should follow the security and political situation closely and keep up to date with this travel advice. Sign up for the Fiver and get our daily email on the world of football. A leading fans group has promised to liaise closely with the club before what the Arsenal Independent Supporters Association chair, Lois Langton, labelled a hot potato of a draw. It probably isn't going to be the destination of choice for many supporters. We will work with the club to help ensure the safety of those fans who travel to Moscow, she said. It's a hot potato of a draw in view of the political standoff between the UK and Russia at present, although no doubt it will inject some hype and tension into this season's Europa League. Foreign Office travel advice will need to be listened to. CSKA moved to calm any early concerns following the draw. We are happy to play Arsenal and don't see any danger for English fans that would like to come to Moscow. We have already played against Manchester United this season in Moscow and everything went well, a club spokesman told Sky Sports News. The last meeting between Arsenal and CSKA Moscow was attended by the man suspected of the murder of former KGB agent Alexander Litvinenko in 2006. An inquiry into the 43-year-old's poisoning with the radioactive substance polonium-210 revealed Andrei Lugovoy met Litvinenko at the Millennium Hotel in London along with fellow suspect Dmitry Kovtun on November 1 of that year, and hours later went to the Champions League match, which finished 0-0, at the Emirates Stadium.